1,000 miles into the flight, Mission Control did miss the significance of a cryptic message from the astronauts.
Hello and welcome to Insanity's Guide to Heroic SoO Pride 25-man. This is the 4th boss in Siege of Orgimmar. For this fight we'll want 2 tanks, 5 to 7 healers, and an assortment of both ranged and melee DPS. SoO Pride deals with the resource Pride. Everyone in the raid begins the encounter with 0. Each time Swelling Pride is cast, it deals damage and can produce various negative effects depending upon your Pride and the other members in the raid. Any player who hits 100 Pride will become mind-controlled. When the shot hits 30% health, everyone's Pride is wiped to 0. At this point, the entire raid gains a minimum 5 Pride every 10 seconds, so this is an enrage. The SoO Pride has 5 main abilities. The first one, Wounded Pride, is a debuff he applies to the tank. Each attack the tank takes after the debuff has been applied will increase the player's Pride by 5. This requires an immediate tank taunt. The second ability, Mark of Arrogance, is another debuff that applies a dot on random raid members. This dot can stack. Dispelling the dot causes the dispeller to gain 5 Pride. Noroshen assists us by casting Gift of the Titans. This is a random buff that lasts 20 seconds and grants chosen players immunity to Pride. That means if you're a healer and you have Gift of the Titans, your #1 priority is dispelling Mark of Arrogance. Now in normal mode, the strategy is to stay tightly packed to get Power of the Titans, but in Heroic, due to mechanics, we stay out, and unfortunately we do not get the added benefit from the mini heroism. The third ability, Self-Reflection, looks like black bubbly pools beneath random raiders' feet. Move quickly after they spawn, because out of them emerges small adds called Reflections. If you're in the pool when they spawn, you will take a large amount of shadow damage and gain 5 Pride. DPS the adds down ASAP. Every 60 seconds, the boss will summon 2 large adds called Manifestations of Pride. They use Mocking Blast, which should be interrupted, and Last Word, which causes the 2 nearest players to gain 5 Pride when the mob dies. The fourth ability is Corrupted Prison. The 4 prisons spread evenly around the room each require 3 people to break 1 prisoner out. The panels turn blue when there's someone standing on top of them, and remain yellow when they need someone to come stand on top of them. Turn all 3 panels to blue to release your buddy. It's helpful to call this out ahead of time so raiders can make their way close and line up with the panels they choose to stand on. The 5th ability is Swelling Pride. This causes massive raid-wide AoE and an added ability depending on Pride. Players with 0 to 24 Pride are unaffected. Players with 25 to 49 Pride get Bursting Pride, which triggers a black tornado. Move out of this quickly. Players with 50 to 74 Pride get Projection. It will spawn 15 yards away and after 6 seconds of appearing will explode unless the player stands within it. They're marked with a giant arrow. You must get in your projection or your raid will suffer the consequences. Players with 75 to 99 Pride get Aura of Pride, which pulses shadow damage every second and deals out 5 Pride to everyone around you, so stay away from others. And we already know that players with 100 Pride get mind controlled and must be killed. Do not res these players, as they will still be under the influence of the SoO. Now that we've gone over normal mode mechanics, here are the 2 heroic mechanics that they've added. The first is called Banishment. Banishment selects 3 players and sends them into the realm of the SoO. It leaves a corrupted fragment, which needs to be destroyed to allow them back out into the land of the living. Inside the SoO realm, you're forced to constantly run forward. Personally, it reminds me a lot of Pac-Man. There are a lot of different ways to do this, but I choose to run around in circles at the first junction. Scrolling out and looking down at your character is extremely helpful. Calling out where you were also helps aid your raid DPS the fragment down faster. The second ability is called Unstable Corruption. This causes rifts, which are small purple void zones that spawn randomly around the room. This is the main reason that we are unable to stack. Rifts shoot out a projectile, which puts a purple swool underneath your feet. The damage is entirely avoidable. Rifts can be closed by walking over it. Closing the rift causes you to take a moderate amount of shadow damage and to get a debuff called Weaken Resolve, which doesn't allow you to close any more rifts for 60 seconds. Do not soak rifts for 5 seconds before Swelling Pride, or you could be sealing your own fate. Popping a cooldown like Deterrence very helpful both for closing rifts and for Swelling Pride. Marking each prison with a raid marker and having a vocal raid member call out when rifts spawn near their color helps to alert the rest of the raid of their request for assistance. We pop heroism around 30% due to him beginning a soft enrage at this point. Quick recap. Avoid standing in reflections. DPS, kill both the small and large adds. Tanks, swap off due to wounded pride. Healers, dispelling is highest priority when you have Mark of the Titans. Keep an eye on your pride and stand in your bursting pride. Absorb rifts. Practice that Pac-Man. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you at all, please make sure you toss it a like, as we really appreciate it and it encourages us to keep making more guides. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Please check out our other guides posted for Siege of Orgimmar, and we'll see you around.